trapdoors were built in hell. So it's pretty curious, eh? And so trapdoors for the stage. Right, got me thinking, trapdoors, they use them on gallows, don't they? On hangings. Right, hanging the condemned person by the neck until he is dead. How do they hang people these days? The trick is, to a successful hanging, is to have the victim, drop an appropriate distance through a trapdoor before the rope goes taut against his neck. So, the operative word. Sorry, I'm on Wikipedia. Is any complaint? I'll go to a different site, right? So, people saying about being human, well, sorry, not necessarily human, but body parts. This thing, I don't know. Is it from a tree, like the sap from a tree, and it's just gone set, or is it a part of some living form? It's made, isn't it? It's happened somehow. It's like a quartzy material, right? Well, you could believe that there's been an artery going through there. Artery and veins there. I'm not saying it is, I'm saying I haven't got a clue. I don't know, but the way it is definitely creeps me out. Because veins and arteries, that's definitely what that does resemble. With the very, very little I know about anatomy, which you could write on a fucking postage stamp, but I know well there's veins and arteries for pumping the blood round us. I've had it for ages, but I can't stop thinking about it. Well, I can, but you know what I mean, it just catches my eye now and then. I just wonder. I've got a few, but I've had to stop myself from picking them up. Up there, see here, resembles arteries and veins. Need to clean my nails. That's what happens with having two big deaf dogs who insist on going in muddy fields 3 times a day. No matter what other else I've got scheduled. I had a vlog the other day, and mainly about Jesuits, reading an article about Jesuits, and it said at the end of it that they invented the trapdoor for stage use. So I thought about it, and then I look at theatre crafts, and there's a star trap. So they can make people just appear in a burst. That's how it works, the star trap. So the Jesuits invented the trapdoor, so they started the whole thing, yeah? So you can make a bang, puff of smoke, and just poof, the weight. You just let the weight go, the weight comes down, he goes up, the star door opens, and it folds back down on a plinth. It's solid. Look. So I got to thinking, right, very good trapdoor for stages, but I bet they used them for years, eh? And look, there's different variations. Trapdoors were built at this is the Globe Theatre, yeah, you know, the Shakespeare Theatre. Trapdoors were built into the stage, allowing dramatic entrances during the performances of plays. The height of the stage was 5 feet, so the area beneath the stage was easily big enough to hold the actors. This area underneath the stage was given the title Hell. This was taken from the term Hell Mouth, which was used to refer to any trapdoor in the bottom of a stage called the cellarage. The Globe Theatre was believed to have had 2 trapdoors on the outer stage and 1 trapdoor on the inner stage called the Grave Trap. Actors would hide in hell, waiting to make their entrance or to create other special effects. Unusual special effects could be made from hell, including different sounds using different musical instruments such as trumpet or drums. Actors skilled in imitating the baying of hounds and the crowing of roosters or the wailing of ghostly sounds would also be waiting in hell. So it's pretty curious, eh? And so trapdoors for the stage, right, got me thinking, trapdoors, they use them on gallows, don't they? On hangings. Right, hanging the condemned person by the neck until he is dead. How do they hang people these days? The trick is, to a successful hanging, is to have the victim, drop in an appropriate distance through a trapdoor before the rope goes taut against his neck. So, the operative word there is that. Trapdoor, that's how they work. So here we have this article, 10 things you didn't know about Jesuits. They invented the trapdoor. Without Jesuits who wrote and directed plays in their 16th and 17th century schools, modern theatre would be vastly different. And to take one example of the Wicked Witch of the West wouldn't have been able to disappear so easily in The Wizard of Oz. Jesuits also invented or perfected the scrim, the sheer curtain used in theatres today. They discovered quinine, called Jesuit bark, in the 16th century, which is still used today for anti-malarial drugs, and not, incidentally, for tonic water. Without Jesuits you wouldn't be enjoying your gin and tonic, nor would the West had known as early about ginseng or the camellia flower. They locate the source for the blue Nile, their dictionaries and lexicons of the native languages of North America in the 17th century. They inspired the 1954 film On the Waterfront, based on the groundbreaking labour relations work of the Jesuit John Corridon, the waterfront priest who worked on the docks. They count over 50 saints and dozens of blesseds and venerables near saints among their members, including the globe-trotting missionary St. Francis Xavier, the theologian and cardinal St. Robert Bellarmine. That's enough. Proud to be taught by Jesuits. I'm just sorry it didn't take more advantage. Well, don't worry, mate, because rest of you Jesuits either Pentonville or at Wandsworth Prison in London, right? So, bin, slot, wood, emitted beam for clarity. See, they don't use the word trapdoor in them. I'm looking for where it describes the trapdoor. How weird's that, eh? Albert Pierpoint, right, is Britain's most famous hangman. And I was taught by a history teacher what was his name? It'll come to me in a minute. But I was taught by a history teacher who knew a guy who was a landlord, no, who went in a pub, and it was Albert Pierpoint's pub. He had a pub in Preston, and my history teacher knew a guy who was like a regular and a friend of him. I hated school, but that history teacher was brilliant. And he hung on like a loads, just that was his job. He was a publican, had a pub, and then he'd get his briefcase, and so the history teacher described like how he'd, the guy had been in the pub and Albert would be setting off for a hanging and have a pint before he went and chat. It's good. But what I find unusual is I can't find where it says trapdoors. Oh, look, it says here 3 floor traps, which hung down chains for the attachment on the ropes. There were 3 chain adjustment blocks. Because the guys stood on a square. There's the trapdoor. The guy stood on that, a rope around his neck, and that just dropped away. The ground floor cell was the drop room with a gate to the yard, blah blah blah. Yeah, there you go. The first diagram shows that the 2 trap doors. So, in the article, what the hell is under the stage trapdoor? It's called hell. And that's where there's all the tricks and stagecraft and trickery. It looks at the development of trapdoor use in the tragedies, the inns and court plays of the supposed 1560s and 70s. Titus Andronicus and Hamlet, making ghosts appear and disappear. Fascinating. I'll leave it there though, right, for you. I think it's gone long enough to make the point that the Jesuits invented the trapdoor for stagecraft. But the gallows used a trapdoor, so no trapdoor, no gallows. Well, whatever.